Hey, so Bryce here. So today I'm going to show you a behind the scenes coaching call. Now, a couple of caveats for this. So this is actually an in-person coaching call I did with one of my students named Mello. Basically, I've been working with him in person in my local area to be able to start building his own. Basically, it started as a software engineering boot camp, and now we're shifting it more into how to go and get started inside of like a tech career. There's a lot of experience with tech jobs. We have a lot of friends, mutual friends in common that he has shown how to actually go and get like jobs in tech. So it's very interesting. Now we have shared our screen and I also have like talked. And since we're in person, I wasn't necessarily looking at the camera the same way. So you might just see a document on my screen. Just listen to the voice as best you can. Even if the visual is not really like the same thing as what we're talking about, the information there is still good. So it's almost as if you were like a fly on the wall in one of our coaching sessions. We're basically building his offer and talking about how he can actually start marketing, how to use YouTube, and how to make sure you can start really saving your time and condensing your time, and how to predict how much time it's going to take to actually go and reach your goal. So hopefully you enjoy this video. I'll see you on the other side. All right, cool. So that should be good there. So I guess in terms of the stuff that you have now and stuff you've been kind of setting up, I guess like what do you kind of have in terms of like your boot camps and stuff?
Okay, so not like with the boot camp, I haven't even started that, but I started the YouTube. Let me show you. Right. Let me get to it right now.
I think I had a pen, a pencil, it looked like.
Right here. Oh, there it is. I got this.
All this mellows. I think one of your friends saw the post that Kunle made.
Okay.
I think he's gonna be. I can't remember what his. I think it's like Matthew something. So his name is Matthew Fitzgerald. Do you know that person?
Oh, that name sounds familiar.
Wait, why can't? I'm trying to find this. I think I don't know what it is.
Yeah. It was a CPA.
Oh, so that's awesome. Yeah, so you should be coming over to this thing. So that should be cool. But yeah, okay. So right now you're trying to sign into the YouTube.
Yeah, yes. All right, signed in. So I've never shared anything on this. On channel. I called it I'm not saying. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, I'm just like I started this like months ago. I haven't actually done anything about it for the last three months with this. But I've been, but yeah, I'm just like put like little content here and there.
When you turn up the volume, I don't think there's any volume on them, but if there is, that's cool.
Yeah, there's no noise. I mean, it's loud out here. But this should be kind of this stuff. Oh wait,
That's the computer volume that's your
no.
Huh. It's that. So do you ever watch your videos after you put them out?
No.
So I'd try to like at least listen to. I mean, I'm technically like bad at that too because like sometimes I'll just like put stuff out and not really listen to it. But like one time that happened to me, like the audience didn't work. So I had this
I had a wireless microphone, and it just the Wi-Fi on it wasn't like connecting. So let's see. So in terms of let's see. It could be connected to your headphones, maybe. Yeah, yeah, there's sounds clear. There's sounds. So we're making a YouTube channel, right? So it's like, what's the outline of your course? How many people have you helped slash the names of the people you've helped? I would say like first names. First names of people you've helped. And then SEO topics. Yeah, because I know we talked about scraping. Like you have a scraping, I'd like to learn more about that. So Answer the Public is a tool where so whenever someone asks a query on Google, Google gives you a list of things. This thing automatically can like scrape that and then be able to say, okay, here's a list of all the best ones. So let's say, for example, let me sign in. I should be signed in, but just I don't know which account it is. Do they have this today or something? Or you feel what? Are they having a meetup today? I'm not sure. Last week, I thought he said going to do a week for it. This days might have changed. I think he might just be like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk to him. Yeah. It's good thing we texted then. Yeah, yeah. I just want to test one, make sure. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, but man, yeah, I know who he is. So he connected you because of the Facebook. Yeah, when they tagged you and us like in the photo we took. Okay. And then Matthew said something like, "What is this?" And I was like, "It's a networking thing we've been doing on Meetup." Oh, okay. So he said, "Oh, cool, what is that?" So I'm like, "There you go." And here's like, I didn't see that. Yeah. Man. Cool. So okay, so let's say it's like answer public. So what do you do? You said tech. Yeah. Boot camp. Yeah, well, instead of doing tech boot camp, just do let's see. I want to like because what I'm doing is I'm sharing like technology. Okay. But it's not a boot camp right now. I want to gear it toward maybe a boot camp or a course, but right now I'm just trying to share knowledge. I see. I mean, that's technically, well, I guess it depends like how far into the future do you want to make money, you know? Because I mean that can be like different things. So let's see. Uh what aspect of tech are you? Okay, so right now I'm focusing more so on cloud. Okay. The cloud area. So it might be easier than. And actually, why don't I show you how I generally would do it, and then maybe it'll give you an idea of like how you could potentially do it. So let's say I'm gonna say get counting clients. Okay, and how much is this a month? This one's like $9 a month. Okay. But I think they give you like a free trial or whatever, some big searches. And how's it called? Okay. Answer. Answer the bubble. Yep. So I'm gonna hit like search. And then based on that, what it does is it's loading right now. Well, okay, so 133 results for getting accounting and claims. Okay. Oh wow, that Range Rover sunk that in the park. That's cool. And I can use this for any YouTube account I have. Well, yeah, it's not hooked up with YouTube. Okay. So yeah. So this one's like there's two tools, right? There's the one that searches the Google side, and there's the other one that searches like the YouTube side. Oh, this is the one searching Google side. Okay. Because it gives me topics that I can then use. I then will download it to a spreadsheet, and then based on that spreadsheet, um, based on that spreadsheet, gives you a bunch of terms. It'll probably look like this when they're first starting. It'll just give you all these terms in this column, but you don't know which of the terms are the most popular, which one's going to be the easiest to rank on YouTube. Right. So these are all popular stuff people have searched, but it doesn't mean that your channel will actually show up if you make a video around that. So then we go into YouTube, and I have a tool called TubeBuddy. So let's see, for example, I've started a training business in the UK. And hit paste. On this side of the screen, this is called TubeBuddy. This one I think is like $3 a month, but it shows you like what percentage. This is a little bit of competition, but this keyword says something else, so it's worth targeting. So it's 100. If it's like red or orange, I probably wouldn't do it, but if it's like yellow or green, then it makes sense for me to do it. So what is this called? This is TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy. Yeah. I'm gonna actually write it down on your. I'm making a Google document for you as well. Oh, okay. This purchase ad to for the. Because what I was thinking, I'm gonna try to focus on YouTube and TikTok. That's what I'm gonna focus on. And then for Facebook, I will create a Facebook group. Just to create like a networking environment. Okay. And then I'll share these videos and stuff, this content in these in these Facebook groups and things of that nature. Okay. Where I know there's high interest. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, because I mean, if you're just sharing like value stuff, and like generally the admin should let you post everything, right? Because you're not like trying to sell stuff. No. But like the thing is, in those value, it leads to possible conversion without it being like, oh, it's an ad. It's actually free knowledge that can lead to conversion. Because I was thinking what you're saying, like people want to kind of build a trust, credibility, everything. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple different, there's like probably three main ways you can grow a channel. Like, you can grow a channel where it's information first, and then they start asking you for anything, of course. We could do one where it's like, where it's just trying to get like monetized on AdSense. We can also do one where like my one's more of like they know it's a course. I'm just giving you value to kind of help you make a decision about if the course is the right one for you. Okay. Right. So there's pros and cons of each. Um, the pros of my method, where it's more of like course first and then information, is that I know I get a certain amount of money from it from the start, right? Versus if you're doing information first, like in some cases you risk like just getting like an audience where they might not buy from you. So it depends. I mean, if you blow up your audience like enough, like eventually someone's gonna buy. So yeah, you don't really have to worry about it. Just kind of depends. So that's one aspect of that. Okay, so we go inside of YouTube, we find like which criteria. I lost the tab or something. Which criteria is going to go, and I just basically rank it. I had a person on Fiverr basically go through and do this for me. Okay. I think I charged him 100, or he charged me $150 to go find like 300 of these. What does he do for you? You literally just went to TubeBuddy. Remember that the search I made on TubeBuddy where it's like it showed 100? Is did 300 of those based on I gave him answer the public all those keywords. Okay. And then he went in basically typed this like this, found the number, then he wanted the spreadsheet for like 1 or 0.41 or 41 or whatever. I'm trying to. All right, cool. So it's pretty accurate. Total on here. Yeah. So I really care. So weighted versus unweighted. Weighted means like how likely is your current channel going to be to rank for that? But I don't really base it off of like my current channel. I base it on like where the channel's gonna go.
Yeah.
Because the weighted one's gonna keep going up over time. As you have more and more videos out, your channel gets stronger and stronger.
Yeah.
It's like 90% of the videos that you're gonna make today, you're gonna be like 40% if you go weighted.
Yeah.
So you have to, because I start with zero.
Yeah.
So I go with unweighted. It's like, okay, so if this is like the absolute best, like, is this thing worth it for me? I can just like attack it just like the.
Okay, so wait, what exactly is weighted and well, I want to make sure I'm understanding weighted and unweighted.
So weighted versus unweighted is like weighted is how likely is your current channel at this moment to rank for this keyword.
Oh, okay. And then unweighted is it's not about like now, it's about more so projection.
Yeah,
Okay.
correct. So that's why it's like I don't really look at the weighted score. I only look at the unweighted one because I just want to know that like eventually is this word worth it for me if I grow the channel.
Yeah, it's like an investment.
And then that's how for what channel is this for my let's see, whether it's pretty surprisingly actually. Um it's pretty surprising with this channel. And this video we posted yesterday got 14 views. 10, this one got 37 views. Like that to me is crazy. Because it used to take me like months to even get like 20 views.
Really?
Channel.
Oh, wow.
That's why it's like you just gotta go. For me, I went like high volume. So this is kind of a bad representation of my channel. Like it might have messed up my channel slightly too. Because I ran an ad to kind of test to see if I could get subscribers with the ads. And it shows you can. I don't necessarily know if those subscribers are gonna be like relevant for the thing. So that's kind of bad. But now it's starting to rise up again. So like 9, 10, 17, 11. Yes, you got 29 views. So it's gonna start going a little bit more, I think, exponential for a minute, and then it like starts leveling off again. So like if you look at the last like 9 days, how it's like flat, 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 flat. Now it's starting to go up. But you just keep putting out more videos. So like I put out 2 videos yesterday. Yeah. And then just see like which ones are actually gonna be like the best one. And that's gonna be critical there. Also inside of your YouTube channel, what you could do is you could put like in each description of the video to like join your Facebook group,
Okay.
right? Because then you're driving
That's what
traffic.
I say. It's like a call to action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, that's you said you were trying to go that side.
Yeah. I thought about that. I said this week when we were talking, I was like, that's not a bad idea. Well, like last week, I was thinking about, okay, what are ways that I can like get engagement and get increase in my network? And then I thought about, like you said, Facebook groups. I thought about other Facebook groups, but I also thought about also having my own Facebook group. But the thing is, I've never really done Facebook group. I don't know how much time that takes. Like I'm talking about like as an admin and all those things.
Uh, it depends on like how involved we want your group to be. I mean, for my Facebook group, I post maybe 4 times a week, if that. But like my posts are mostly template stuff.
Okay.
So like I'll post something like let's see. So same things I post on like my regular profile. I post inside the group as well. So my thing is generally about like I go live once a week. This is just a replay, like an automated replay software that like replays it. I say, hey, I'm gonna go live. If you can't catch a live, put down a replay. The only reason I do that is so that I can like message these people and see if they want to buy something from me.
Okay.
When I give them the replay. This is just a random bonus video that I did. So this week's interesting. That's a surprise me a lot. Yeah. Um, yeah, so if you notice a pattern, it's like I go live once a week, 15 minutes. Day before I post about I'm going live, and people will say this. I've actually been related if you notice it's only two. Okay, so this is another one. Did you see my YouTube video? If no, then I send to me like 77 comments and stuff. And then you go through those next video. That could probably be 140 comments by the day. Um, yeah, that's it. Now, when it comes to owning a group, I mean, you could do one where it's like just a community where it's like people are sharing their thoughts, they're asking questions, they're answering questions. I mean, that can be a little bit more involved, depending on if you're going to answer the questions, right? In the beginning, you might have to answer the questions just so you get more movement going inside of it. And every single time like someone posts or you post, you're generally going to get more people seeing the group, right? Because Facebook will suggest your group to other people who are like similar, like-minded. So you will get like some free traffic, at least in the beginning. So I mean, so it just kind of depends. So like if I had to do two platforms, I would either do YouTube, Instagram, or YouTube, Facebook, right? Because of the fact that you can just literally just tell people that you made a YouTube video on the second platform.
Okay. Now, why not TikTok? I'm just curious.
It depends what your end goal is. I mean, you can get a lot of like organic traffic from it now. I mean, so it just depends. I mean, if you want to like blow up your brand, um, and the ads are cheap, if you want to get followers too. Um, I don't like TikTok as much because it's hard to message people on it.
Okay.
That's the one downside of TikTok, and like 99% of my stuff is like message.
Okay.
But it just depends. Like all the platforms work. It's just which one do you want to spend your time on? Which one is easiest for you to expose?
Well, I'm thinking like, okay, say you do a YouTube short, those same shorts, couldn't you do the same thing on TikTok?
I think I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's just creating awareness. That's all I'm thinking.
Yeah, again, everything kind of depends on like what your goal is, you know. Like my goal is always about like I'm trying to make money as fast as possible, right? But I mean, if your goal is just to build like a brand of like 10,000 followers really quickly, I mean, yeah, that could definitely work. But then you have to use the traffic from the TikTok and then move it over to your deep content on YouTube.
That's a lot of work.
Not necessarily. I mean, you just post little things saying, "Hey, check out my link in bio. It's my YouTube channel."
But I guess with my conversion, I gotta make sure that I have call to action on that. But
Um. Yes and no, but I mean, like, remember, your first goal is just awareness. I mean,
yeah,
so it's actually, like having call to actions can lower your views, right? So like, so it's like less CPAs, more views,
okay.
right? Versus more CTA, less views.
Okay.
Uh, Short, more. Right, because like in some cases when people see a CTA, they're like, oh, this person is just trying to sell me something.
Okay.
Which is really not bad if you're trying to make money, right? Because you don't, at least for me, I don't want a bunch of people that don't want to spend money,
Yeah.
right? So like for my stuff, it's like the only people that are watching are people that potentially want to spend money. Okay. Right. So but that's why it's like it keeps going back to your goals. How much I guess when you say like you want awareness first, like do you have like a specific number or like goal of like follower the things that you want?
Yeah. I would say for me, my goal, say for subscribers, if I can get 500 subscribers,
But
I'm okay with that. You know, because once I get there, as long as I can show my content is like it makes people want to come back, it'll just build itself by itself. I'm not here trying to get like a 50,000 subscribers immediately or anything like that. My goal is let me just try to see if I can get 500 subscribers. But 300 to 500 subscribers, that's my goal.
I mean, if that was your goal of 300 to 500 subscribers, what you could do this would take more time. Build SEO related value videos. Okay. Number two, join group. Okay. Number three, in post when release a video. Number three, friend request. Friend request. Yeah, on Facebook. Oh, okay. Friend request them. Well, like how would I get their friend request? You're in the groups, right? Oh, you're talking about in the groups? Yeah, you're already. Well, yeah, if you're already in the groups, like every group has like a members list. Uh-huh. Right. So like one way that I make money is that every person who joins my group, this is the group I own, right? So it's like I can message each one. So it says like members things in common, new to the group, and usually like some of my friends are like, hey, my name, my name's X, and they're like, how long have you been coding for? Okay. And they say, oh, I've been coding for this much. Like, oh, what are some of your strengths and your weaknesses? Like, oh, I do this. And it's like, yeah, I made a video that's similar to that. If you want, here you go. And they watch the video, they don't watch the video, they follow up on the next day. It's like, yeah, man, did you like it? They're like, oh, I didn't get a chance to watch it. They're like, oh, no problem, man. And then, or they'll be like, yeah, I liked it. They'll be like, yeah, could you subscribe to me? Like, then you do that, like, you probably send out like 1,000 messages, which sounds like a lot, but that's just 30 a day for 30 days. Okay. Okay. Right? Any large number is just a bunch of small numbers done consistently. Yeah. And plus, you'll probably be able to get stuff because remember, you're doing SEO related videos, so you will be getting traffic from that. But then you're also going to be posting, so you're going to be getting views from that. This just kind of seals the deal when you're like friend requesting and building a relationship with people. Because then it's like people generally want to help other people out, especially when there's like nothing for sale on the channel. Yeah. So you'll probably be able to get a certain percent of people to actually like subscribe. It's like that's your 500 subscriber goal. Maybe that makes sense because I'm gonna have a few people who come to reaching out to me and I just have a hey, first check out this routine. Like yeah, I would highly I know that your goal is to get subscribers stuff. I would highly recommend outlining whatever you're gonna sell them first because you want your videos to relate to that. Yeah. For example, I don't know if I told you this last week, but I made a post, like a written post that I posted in a bunch of groups. Okay. So like how to make content. But at the time I wasn't teaching in my course how to make content. The lady came from that post, bought my program in full, first day. Okay, how do I make content? It's like, well, I don't teach you how to make content. You don't need to make content. We are making content and it doesn't work. It's like, what? So just like it was kind of a mismatch for a minute. So I just objection handled it and told her, yeah, just don't make content, just do this. But that's for an accounting and bookkeeping business, so it's slightly different. So, but that was a mismatch. So I was just making stuff. Like whatever you make, people are going to want to like end up getting or buying from you. Oh yeah. I know what you're thinking. So I thought about thinking about like, okay, now when I have to one-on-one calls, I'm charging for one-on-one calls. They see the content, like, hey, like this is like a little bit of time, because if they see the content, they're like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. And, like I'm really showing them. And then I put like different certifications that I have on my YouTube and talk about my experience and everything. But like, hey, if you want to book a call or one call, here is a link. If you're interested in having here's a free one-on-one call first, and depending on what it is, but there's other things, hey, if it's project related and everything, then I start like saying, hey, this is like this is my charge, this is what I charge for it. Now I gotta figure out my price points for those different things. But these are just things I've been thinking about since I talked to you. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably simplify it, man. Like the more things you have to sell is like the more things you have to figure out how to sell. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then it's like, it's not that it causes confusion, but like you want to make things simple for both yourself and for the other client,
Yeah,
right? So everything should kind of lead into each other. So it could be like free call, let's do one on one call. Maybe we'll say $150. I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
Guitar per hour. I don't know.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying, yeah.
And then this leads to, so when you say a project, like you'll do the project for them or you'll do it with them.
Yeah, I do it with them, and then, if they're looking for project ideas, I share project ideas, but the big thing ultimately, I want it to lead to when I have my course ready,
Uh,
and then it's like, it easily like, okay, I can get more people to buy a course.
um, yes and no. So, okay, so that's interesting then. Okay, so low ticket first, let's high ticket first, right? So a lot of people, when they're thinking about doing something, they start wanting to do like a low ticket first because they feel like if it's low enough money, you'll get a million people to buy it,
Okay.
right? And like that is true to a certain degree, but it's not always true. In some cases, it's easier to actually get someone to do a 45-minute call with you and give you $5,000 than to get someone to pay $5 for a book,
Okay.
right? And it's just, I know it doesn't make sense, like that doesn't make any sense, like
But
logically.
yeah,
Because like everyone still has to have a certain number of trust, and like the more automated that something is, the less trust they have. You're kind of combating that with YouTube because they're watching so much of your content.
mhm,
Um, but I mean, out of 500 buyers, you might get like 20 people buying your low ticket course.
okay.
Which, if your only low ticket is the one-on-one call, that's not bad. I mean, 20 times, what is this? 150, about 3,000.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what you said your original monthly goal is. Like, that's still 20 hours of calls per month. Which, I mean, if you like doing calls, that's good. You could probably get some repeat buyers too.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know, like have you, when you worked like a coding mentor, do you have multiple sessions with them?
When I worked at Folding Mental,
Well, I assume that someone taught you how to code or like maybe done a coding program in the past that you're doing.
I didn't do a coding program. Uh, the thing.
So if you're gonna do the 150 calls, right? Whatever you do, you want to make sure it either gets them to keep paying you more money,
Yeah,
or you want it to be something where if they're only gonna pay you one time, the amount of money they pay you is meaningful.
yeah. I guess what I'm thinking is I wanna see that I can do this, but ultimately my main thing is, yes, I wanna build that.
Uh,
Because the course is easier when I'm less hands-on, but when you have me thinking like, okay, I can spend 45 minutes an hour and I can potentially get 3 to 5 thousand with one client. I don't know,
uh,
but I'm still interested in the one-on calls though. I'm still interested in,
yeah.
you know,
I mean, the one-on-one calls are not bad. If after they do 4 one-on-one calls, say, hey man, it might just be easier just to join our boot camp or whatever we're selling for more. It's like this could be a good path.
okay,
I'm just saying, a lot of people try and make their business this $4 to $150. And
okay.
it's like that's where it gets like really, really tough to do if you have a small audience.
Ultimately, I don't want this to be my business.
Uh,
But the thing is, I do the charge for one-on-one calls because I know these people who are really serious, they're serious.
kind of, that's a weird thing. It kind of is, but not necessarily.
Okay,
So I used because like a lot of how people are selling it online is like, okay, they do the low ticket, like they'll buy the high tickets. Like some people will use their last dollar to pay for the $150 thing. Think it's gonna solve like all their life's problems.
no, which I get. I guess my thing, what I'm saying is that at least I didn't waste my time. Like what I'm saying is like, okay, when some people, oh, let's just get so like this free call. I'm like, no, like, okay, if I come out and understand that you're gonna have to put money into this. But ultimately, my main focus is the big ticket is the
Yeah.
course.
Oh, I mean, but
you're gonna probably get people asking you for tips on the call regardless. Your job as the person doing the call is just not answering the tips.
Okay,
So like that's not all the time. Like as you put out more YouTube videos, like you're gonna get less and less of those calls. But like just because they pay you $150, not necessarily mean that they're not gonna have tips because they might get confused and think that okay, I paid you money, so now you're coaching me.
okay.
You know what I mean? That's what I thought. You know, when you said you're paying for the $150 call, I thought you were gonna do like one like almost like a therapist, one-on-one coaching calls for
No,
$150 each.
no. No.
Yeah, okay. Well, then what you could do is you could say, okay, this is a $150 introductory call, and you could put it towards the cost of any of the programs that you do.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so like I'll do it both ways. Sometimes I'll do like, you know, you buy the book first and then you get into the program.
Yeah,
Or if someone can't afford my full program on the call and like they're like months away from doing it, I'd be like, hey, I mean, you have at least $285. They're like, yeah. And I was like, well, I have a book and I have this and I have this and I have this and I have this. So buy all of them, it's $245. And then if you want in the future, you can use that money towards the pricing program. No one does for whatever reason. I think it's just so long since they last spoke to me. Like a person came in the other day and like he did a sales call in November. He didn't have the money, so I can't remember what I did, but I told him buy the book, didn't buy the book. We did another sales call somehow, and then I told him buy the book again because it's gonna help him do X, Y, Z thing.
so you wrote the book.
Yeah,
Okay, and it was like an ebook.
yeah, but I guess the whole point of it is like my $150, my $200 thing, like it does have a place for it.
Okay,
But it's just like, yeah, I use it to kind of liquidate ad spend and make sure that like if I spend time on a call with someone, I made some money.
exactly, yeah,
You know?
yeah. That's what I don't want to just like, hey. Yeah, so no, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Possibly like look at, like you said, like an ebook or something, similar, where it's like, okay, hey, if they're not trying to get this course, then they can just,
So you could just downsell a second call with you for $150. But oh, well, if you can't afford that, why don't we just do another call? It's $150 and I'll basically outline whatever your progression will be.
yeah.
I usually have $150.
Like give them like their own independent
Yeah.
study outline.
It's just a premium.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's not bad too. Like if you're really good at coaching and people like talking and working with you, I mean that like the more interaction someone has, even if they don't pay you money, like they'll save money for like 6 months to pay for your stuff.
yeah,
Like this guy who paid yesterday, he bought the book. He basically went to his brother who just sold his house. Said, hey, man, $4,000 to go and pay for a Bryson program. He asked for like last like 3 months. The guy finally gave it to him. So it's just like I wouldn't necessarily think about like you do the call and like you don't get paid for it because you will get paid for it. It's just sometimes it has like a delay in when you get paid.
yeah,
Like that's basically this whole thing is, right? I mean, with your YouTube channel, like you're delaying when you get paid, but then once you start getting paid, you have that consistent faction that it's all rolling at the same time.
yeah.
So I mean that's kind of what I think in terms of that. So that's why it's like, okay, so let's say you have your program, so 150, probably the first set of people will be 1,500, second person will be 3,000, uh, third person probably 5,000. You could probably get away with staying at this like 3,500 kind of price point
Okay,
for a while. The reason why just depends like what the person's income level is, right?
okay,
If you're you generally want to be around like 10% of whatever person's like making per year or like the month salary essentially. That's really pretty easy. So like mine is 5K. I'm dealing with people who maybe are making like 50 to 60 $1,000 per year. So they're not like making like 6 figures per year already.
okay.
Right. So it just kind of depends on who's going to be looking to do the coding, right? If you're doing your coding program, it's like more how to get a career in coding. But probably means they're not making as much money as what their new career is going to be doing, right?
Yeah. Now, let me ask you something. And you do like installment things, right?
I
Okay.
do, yeah.
Now, how does that work for you? Like, what do you use to do that? Is it complicated?
No, I use Stripe.
Okay, it's right. And then it's just like every month they get a notification. Like, how does that work?
You could do it a couple different ways. Stripe. It saves card on file. And then it pulls.
What type of app is this? I mean, after
It's called a remarkable tablet.
okay,
Yeah, just like a note tab you can hook up to your Zoom or whatever.
yeah, like this.
That's cool.
I'm gonna buy one.
I didn't buy one for years. Like one of my old sales coaches used to use that because like he could draw on the sales call like what he's talking about. But I didn't get it 'cause, but yeah, so it saves the card on file and then it'll pull the money out of their account on the date agreed upon.
Okay,
I do a courtesy statement, like that just tells them like, every just tell them, hey, you have this much coming out. You've already paid this much of the program balance.
okay,
Just kind of like make it more official. You can use it for your accounting. And if the person doesn't pay, and you want to take them to court, you eventually just like take them to court.
well, so like, how does this purchase get work? Like, how do you how do you know that pay, so it's time to pay?
Um, so Stripe is going to automatically pull it from the account every month. I just say, listen, hey, you just paid me $500.
Okay.
The next payment is due on the 15th. And just so, like how you don't have banks do.
Yeah.
Like they just say, hey, here's a statement. Here's what you have. Here's when your next balance is due.
Yeah.
And you don't have to. I didn't do that for like the last like 4 years. I just started doing that. But I mean, it's just something nice.
No, but I'm curious, because like, yeah, because for me, myself, I think the payment plan is like really good, because some people think about, oh, the money, I'm gonna pay that, and then when they hear that payment plan,
I mean, most people should be able to pay $3,500 when you pay it
$3,500 a month.
in one payment.
Okay, one payment.
Yeah, like most people should, especially if they're looking for coding. I mean, you could probably drop $5,000, like it wouldn't even like hurt you, assuming with a lot of assumptions.
I mean, it'll hurt me, but
But
yeah.
I mean, like it's not
$5,000.
it's not gonna put you on the street. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
no.
like there are certain people where like $1,000 extra will put them on the street.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But like usually what you're teaching on, it's only going to attract a certain caliber of
Because the
person.
value of grades.
Well, the type of person.
Okay.
Like think about who's interested in computer science. Probably someone that's maybe more educated or they're more hungry. They're probably computer savvy. Maybe they've had other side hustles in the past, or they're in college right now, or their parent buying it for their kids. So it's like most versus like plumbing, right? Even though plumbers make a lot of money, it might not come from someone who has a huge amount of money to start out, right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Right, like different people are attracted to different types of things.
Yeah.
Like you probably would not be attracted to janitorial services.
No.
And not to say like because that's kind of tough because like janitorial service can make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like but the person who's starting there
Yeah.
and going into it, it should only be like someone who's like maybe doesn't have a lot of other options, maybe you know what I mean?
No, I totally understand what you're saying. It's not an insult. It's
Yeah.
like, no, it's not an insult to anyone. It's just personality types and different things like that. Yeah.
So that's why like your pricing can be based off of certain things. So you can base your pricing off of ideal current annual income. So if someone's already making, 10K, 20K a month, but you can charge them $10,000 for a program.
Yeah. That's what you're saying.
If someone's making 30 grand a year, probably charge them like 10 grand or below. Right? Because it's something that can like wrap their head around, like, okay, all it's to take me to go and get to my goal is just 1 month's salary.
Yeah.
Right. Another thing you can do is based off of costs. So that could be your ads cost would be the only one cost that you probably have, but you don't have appointment centers and stuff. So like currently that'd be like ad cost. So like you would assume that it'll cost you probably about $1,000 per client to advertise, but you're not advertising. I'm just saying like give you an example. So that means, if you wanted to make $3,000 net profit, and the fee, you need to charge $4,000. So, right, so that's how you come with that price.
So you're saying, I see what you're saying. Well, my work, what I would want to access my net profit to make it easier. It's like, what you're saying, once I fully built that course, I could easily get like $3 grand a month. And I don't even have to take that many clients with them.
No, You probably take 3 clients max. Like I probably, if you're doing a 3K program, I probably would do less than $1,000 a month. Yeah. I, depending how good your course is, I probably wouldn't do it longer than whatever the time frame of the course is. So like if your course is a 3 month course, I wouldn't do a 10 payments installment plan.
Okay,
And it's not that you can't get it. Like I get a lot of anything under about between $300 to $5 a month, like it'll always pull out. Right. But sometimes like if you're doing $1,000 a month payment plans, you have like a 10 month 1,000 pay, like their bank might like decline it. And if they're not studying the program, they kind of have a moral dilemma. Do I go to my bank and tell them, hey, allow the payment I talked about?
if it's under 1,000, you said,
If it's about over 1,000.
if it's over 1,000,
And in some cases it can be like 200, it just depends on the person bill. But like usually I found like anywhere between like 300 to 500. Like as long as they have the money in their account, the bank will just let you pull it out.
okay, but if it's like,
If it's more than what they usually spend.
oh, okay, I see what you're saying, I see what you're saying, yeah.
So it's kind of like, yeah, payment plans are about like balancing psychology, noticing me. Like I had a person not pay me, like literally what I did was I said, okay, well, in the past, what dates did they pay me? Okay, so it's around like the 22nd and then 29th. Okay. So anyone, if I pull on the 22nd and 29th, they might have money for that account.
Yeah,
So I said, okay, 22nd. Oh, no. Okay, let me try the 29th. Okay, 29th is when they get paid. Okay, so now I know from now on, if it doesn't get pulled, 29th to pull it every 29th. So that's when they get paid.
okay.
I'm be the first person that gets paid for their bills.
So no, to my first, I gotta figure out like, it's my job to figure out what separates me from other people who are doing the same thing, who already have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers.
Not really. When small. Well, okay, so two things. When you're small, be small and promote the personalized nature of it. And there's a lot of people that will not buy from someone who has 100,000 followers. So like, oh, there's gonna be a million people in that program. I'm not gonna. They're never gonna answer my questions and it just won't work. Or a lot of people have bought a bunch of like huge programs for like $2,500 to $2,500, and they don't like the experience. There's not enough support. So now you're separating yourself from there. It's like, well, yeah, did you pay $1,000? You paid $97. Like, I don't even think that person's hourly is $97. So of course you got 30 seconds of support. That's why I just need more money for a program like this. It allows me to be able to carve my time. And I can actually like move off and say, I can do XYZ thing. And it makes more sense when they put that personalized support. So now they're like, oh yeah, I should pay more money if I want more support. And you're smaller, so you're not going to be losing me in the shutdown. Right. And that's also how you stand out is by, like we said, you have to know what's in your program. You just talk about what's in your program.
Okay.
Like that is the differentiation.
That's what you're saying.
Like I'm like, I have a pricing calculator. And okay, you might have bought a course where you got a pricing calculator, but you cannot explain that pricing calculator. We also teach that. You have no confidence. I teach you how to talk about what you're going to do in a way that like makes you sound great.
Yeah.
So whether you're confident or not, people respect you. It doesn't matter if you're confident. You need to. And it's like, okay, then we're going to teach you how to raise your prices. Okay, so that means you only need like 1 or 2 clients here to 10K a month. Okay, so that's 4 different things. That's differentiated me. All I did was just tell you what's in my program. Okay. So like in my consultation call, they're not asking me stupid questions because I already know what's in the program. And when I'm doing my thing, it's just consistency. It's like, yeah, okay, so yeah, so what he said on the videos was true, and he still does it.
Okay.
So that's why it's like, even though you're not really selling the program right now, you still want to be, you're seeding.
Yeah.
You're seeding a program.
Yeah. But I gotta, but my belief in my program will convince someone else. No,
And
okay.
that's one. I mean, when you say belief in your program, like what is belief? Like that it'll work for them?
No, my belief, like I got, like I believe, I know this is a good program. Yeah, and it can be the details I know about it. They're talking about it.
Kind of yes and no. So there's 3 elements of someone buying from you. So
Okay.
one is your credibility.
Okay.
2 is client results. 3 is comfort with you. Okay, so comfort with you comes from videos, credibility, videos plus call. This one, it can be kind of you can kind of fandangle it. So if you see on my newest YouTube channel doing those behind the scenes coaching calls,
Yeah,
those work just as well. And like you can just like you could like have a course like someone like myself. I was gonna sit there like, okay, well, what do I do there? Like, how do I know? Or you can just take one of your friends from college or whatever.
Yeah.
Or if you actually teach a class at a college or whatever, or if you teach a bunch of kids, like you can still use those same videos, right? It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be like this person got XYZ result. It could just be this is a preview of what it's actually like to work with me.
okay. Yeah, awesome. That's right. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
A nice little demo, simulation.
Because then what you get is instead of like just being client results, you have social proof that
Yeah.
other people have purchased.
They can imagine themselves as that student.
Yeah, and when you say the price is $5,000, they've already seen other people have paid that.
Yeah,
So now it's like, okay, well that makes sense. It's a reasonable price. Yeah, other people have paid. I've seen other people go into your stuff.
yeah,
So, and plus, I mean, you could even do videos with like let's say you interview like Coonline.
yeah,
Yeah, and then Cooley says, yeah, I got my job, it's this, it's this, and it's this. It doesn't mean that you got to keep teaching from scratch about coding. It could just be that, oh, he's associated with you, and he got this result. So if I transition to tech, I talk to him, he understands the career path of being in tech and making a lot of money, right? So then you have to think about what's the outcome of your actual course, right? I mean, if you look at college, what's the outcome of college? You get a degree, but they've kind of the real outcome that they're selling is that you're going to get a job with a certain amount of earnings.
Yeah.
So they said, like, on average, our students earn this, but that's not their promise. They promise a degree. In order to get the next thing you need this degree. So they've actually lowered the barrier of success or the barometer of success.
yeah,
Right. So they're not promising you $200,000 degree. They're saying, or $200,000 job. They're saying, I will give you a degree. And on average, people who earn this degree make this much money.
okay, yeah,
So now you want the degree. That's why some people get the degree but don't have a job. And they don't hate college. College can promise them a job.
well, before, college did not. Okay,
Yeah. But nowadays, since it's less and less, plus the move on more, now that's the key to having a good coaching. But if you can like get it to where it's like they don't even care about results, they just like you and being around you, that's when you get that's what YouTube does.
okay,
They want proximity.
okay.
Right? They just want to hang out with you.
That's interesting though, because I don't want that. I wouldn't want to like, I mean, that's, but there are people like that though.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing as this meetup groups, right? So they're just having a virtual meetup group. That's going to be talking around you, right?
Okay, yeah.
Like I came last week, so I could talk to Cool Nice Rock. That's really my game.
Yeah.
It's a meeting, right? So it's just like, so same thing. It's just they're paying you money to be around you. And plus too, you gotta remember, a lot of people don't have a lot of friends. So like they'll pay you just to like sit there and I'm about coding, to just be about life. Right. And if you can switch it to just be my like life advice, that would make some real money. Now you're a therapist.
Okay, okay.
Oh my gosh. So now you're a therapist, and then they're like, oh, this week I didn't do any of the work. Oh, well, why'd you not do it? Oh, it's not your fault. I just didn't do the work. Okay. And now they don't even care about results. Oh my gosh, no. And now you never have any like negative reviews.
Gross.
So does that kind of make sense?
No, it makes sense. It makes sense.
That's why it all circles back to that offer we talked about. Isn't that funny? It's very weird. That's why I said that's the hardest part about the coaching program. The coaching business.
Yeah. So you talk about the ABC.
Yeah.
A is
Audience.
audience, B is branding, and then C is conversion. Okay.
So I'm technically doing all that at one time on my YouTube channel,
Okay.
right? But it looks like you're doing yours in pieces, right? If you're trying to get 500, then you're trying to like talk to them about like how you're different. then you're gonna do like a whole call. I personally have my YouTube channel, and all three of them are based, right? In my SEO video, I'm dropping hints about what my program has. Right? So every video is like, yeah, so I helped this student do this. Right? So it's like I'll talk about one sentence, then I'll talk about like what's the lesson and how do you actually do it, and the student that's actually gotten the result. Right. At the end, beginning of the video, I talk about like buy my course.
Okay. Now, my question, do you should build the source before I start going hard? Okay. No.
I mean, your initial course could just be coaching. Like I
Okay.
didn't even tell people I had a course initially. It was just like, hey, I'm gonna help you get with the goal.
Yeah.
And then I put it more like the coaching.
Uh,
So I had to have a course because I had a lot of stages already. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're only having three students, I mean that could take you 6 hours per week, or let's say 3 times 4, 12 hours plus, we'll say, four calls. Probably safety is 12 calls. So it'll probably take you about 24 hours per month to make. I'm assuming that they have a payment plan. That's why you're not just getting like 3K from one client. I'm assuming, right? I'm assuming you have 3 clients, each paying you $1,000 a month.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So this kind of depends on, like if you feel that this amount of money is worth this many hours of work. I'm like, that's how it starts off. I mean, it's not necessarily going to be like that, right? Because let's say you get 3 clients. As soon as you get 3 clients, you don't necessarily need to do sales calls if you don't want to, right? So now all you're doing is just meeting with them like once a week or whatever, inside of the coaching.
So, and then this is 12 hours. What is it 12 hours for?
3 people, 1 hour a week. Ideally, you would do it as a group call, right? That's why they do like boot camps, right?
Yeah.
Like it's supposed to be in a group, right? That way it would actually only be like, let's say 2 hours per week coaching. It'll say, it's, so it'd be 8 plus 12, what is that, 20? Right, so now we just cut off 4 hours right there. Right. I mean, that's kind of the cons about doing a sales call model is that your biggest time expense will be the sales calls, which it just kind of depends on how many of those you want to do, and like if you like doing sales calls or not, right? 'Cause just because someone gets on a call does not mean they're going to buy from you.
Okay.
Right? There's seven objections that you'll face, and like yeah, so there's a million who's like, well, buy. Like I had a person the other day, we got someone on the call, and he was like, yeah, I don't know if I can afford. If I can afford it, okay. So if we bring on a payment plan, like with obviously you could do today. He's like, yeah. Okay, so how much could you afford for a payment plan? He goes, it's like $1,500. And I sometimes do a close where I'll like give him an invoice right there and walk out the room. Right? Just because if I need to get a drink of water, I just don't care. I came back, he's like, oh dude, I can't afford this. I was like, what the fuck? I just asked you 5 seconds ago, could you afford it? I didn't even walk out the room for the minute. Now you can't afford it? Like, what do you mean? I asked you what you could afford. Why would you give me a number you couldn't afford? So, but that's why it's like it's not gonna be like a 1-for-1. You get 3 calls and you get 3 calls. Yeah. You're probably close, and then I don't know what your sales skill will like too, right? That's another thing that you have to hone too. So, which you could probably, you might be able to get around that by just doing those $150 calls and like maybe doing like more coaching first, but it just kind of depends. Um, Kind of depends, yeah. Sales, calls, skill. So, yeah. We're not even at sales calls yet though, but yeah, okay, so that makes sense there. So let's say that you were going to teach someone something. Let's say someone pays you $3,000. Like what would be maybe let's say there's three buckets that will teach someone, or actually pause. Someone comes to you, what is the outcome of work with you? Do they want to get a job?
Okay, that's tough. But I can't promise a job, but I can promise.
But what do
that
they want? What do they
I really, I would say I give you the skills that you're competent to get a job.
Well, I'm not saying what you promised, but we can twist the promise. I just want to say like what does the person want?
Oh, so you gotta get a job.
So,
100%.
okay. Job. How much that job pay you on average? Like a starter job?
I would say with 90 to 110,000.
Oh, that's pretty secure job, right?
Yeah.
Oh, 90 to 100,000. I mean, so if you know someone's gonna get 90 to $100,000, then you could ask 10% of the value what they're getting. So you could ask up to 10% of the value that you know that they're getting.
Yeah, then they eventually, okay, so,
But you have a cool thing too, because you could charge them a front price to work for you, and also an after place price too.
and after they what?
Get placed.
Oh,
After they
after they
get the
get
job.
placed, oh, yeah, the placement, okay, yeah.
So you could charge someone $10,000 for this thing. Be like, yeah, so but I wanna make sure that my price is best in your success.
Yeah.
So I can't just wait till you get the full job to give you everything because my time isn't involved in this thing, and my time does have a price to it, right? But also make sure you have skin in the game, so you have to stick to the process. Right, so up front, I'm gonna charge you $8,000.
Okay.
Now, on average, the job is supposed to get you between 90 to about 110. That's what we kind of see on average for career coaching, right?
Yeah,
That I'm not promising you're gonna get a job like that. Like you might get a starter job at like 70,000, right? So like worst case scenario, like maybe you end up getting a job for like 70,000. Is that still okay with you? Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, because like if you get one for 70, like you'll be able to go and eventually move, right? Every 2 years you're supposed to get a raise or you're supposed to transition job. We'll also talk about that inside of our program too. Right? So does that sound fair? Like, yeah, that sounds very fair. Okay, cool. So now they paid you the $3,000 and you have, we'll say, 7K remaining.
okay,
Now you may never get the 7K because they may not make a job. They might only stick with you for 2 months and then just flail out.
yeah,
You know what I mean? But again, so they want this thing, but we're promising you the skills to get the job.
yeah,
Right? It just so happens that part of our payment is contingent on you being able to get a job as well. Well, I'm not promising it to you. I'm going to invest my ability because I want to collect on that money, but I never promised you a job. Well, I'm going to do my best to get to that so I can get the rest of the money.
yeah. I see what you're saying.
So, right, because like my students, they want to get to like six figures a year, and it's in a lot of cases. Okay, but there's a lot of factors in getting 6 figures a year. So what I do is I just give you the steps and the skill sets that give you the best probability of success. All right. That's why it's very clear to like know what they want, but then you also be like very accurate in like, the way you present how you're gonna help them get to that job.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why like a lot of colleges use like on average, that's what we see. Because they're not essentially like making a claim that you will get there, but you are internalizing the average as what's going to happen for you. Right. So legally they're not stubborn. They legally do not tell you you are going to make $100,000. They're saying the average person in tech makes this much money.
Yeah. That's right.
Right. Okay, so that's awesome. So they want to get a job in this. Okay, so it's not just a boot camp. Like this could actually turn into career coaching, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And that's already something that's already in existence too, right?
yeah,
Because you never want something that's like 100% untested, right? So because two reasons why. Number one, like you have to educate people on why they need this thing. And number two, there's nothing to copy. So you can just go take a career coach's like itinerary, basically put that there. Line up. Like I know a number of people that do a career coach. Like there was a lady, she was teaching people, so she was a teacher, and then she moved into tech. And she started teaching people who were also teachers how to move into tech.
Okay.
right? So I mean, that's a very proven offer because a lot of people hear about tech or even cybersecurity or whatever and want to do that. So yeah, that'll work. Okay, so get a job. Yeah, you might want to charge. But the key thing here is you don't necessarily want to fall into the career coach category or the recruiter category, right? The recruiters, they don't get paid up front.
Yeah.
But also, the career coach, like in a lot of cases, like they'll just do like resume building for $700, right? So you might can get kind of pigeonholed in that low price point. That's why it's like you have to kind of be in the middle of um coding and job. What's it called? Career. Resume. So for writing of your name, right? So you need to be in the middle of like a coding camp, job placement, recruiter, resume, and career coach. You don't want to go too far to one side because now you're pigeonholed in whatever the rules of that game are,
Yeah.
right? But this is also how you're differentiating yourself, right? Because you're not just talking about learn coding just to learn coding, we're learning this specific skill set and itinerary so that you can go and get 90 to 100K. I can easily turn into 150K to 200K a year if you just keep switching jobs every 2 years.
And just keep upskilling, keep improving.
Yeah. So now does the offer kind of make more sense of why someone should pay you more money?
So me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So now it went from like, a $500 course to now it makes sense that like this is a professional service. Like this makes sense. Right. So then let's say that now there are three pillars of how you'll help some three pillars. Right. So number one is skill set. Number two, say number three is placement. Right, so skill set, that's the coding. I'll probably do communication slash profile. I don't know. Building. Yeah. I will say like professional. Right, it's a skill set, right? So actually how to do the coding and like what's your minimum viable skill set? Right? The bare minimum you need to know in order to be able to code. Um, 'Cause they also have like what are those called? What are like those like coding challenges? They're not challenges, they're like little certifications they can take.
Yeah.
What are those called? Can't remember.
Certificates.
Yeah. Like you can help them get the right like which up how to get,
I see what you're saying.
which ones.
Yeah. Different certifications and different things, which ones, And then even I talked about my experience of like getting certifications.
Exactly, right? So now, and then three, placement, how to go get a job, how to place a resume, place resume, interview. Well, this is your course. Right. And this is just like off the top of my head. I don't know if that resonates with like how you'd like to coach people, but like this is if I use the simplest way to kind of talk about that would be like that. Maybe connect you with recruiters.
Can this be sent to me or?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
What's your let me send it to I'll need to wait till I get Wi-Fi, but if you can text me afterwards,
Yeah.
I'm also recording the call too, so you can like hopefully the music's not too loud.
Yeah, because there were some things you were talking about, even just like doing like 30 calls.
The 12 calls and stuff.
Yeah, I want to make sure I know, yeah.
I mean, I'm still here with you.
Yeah.
You always ask questions. Yeah, but like that kind of makes sense how you can like script out like what you do. Like this
Yeah,
is something where someone will pay you seven or
yeah,
10K if they have the money.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, also don't you want to present this as a transition. Um, I don't know how to describe it. I'm basically saying like you don't want to just have a bunch of unemployed people coming to you.
Okay,
You want people who are like a career shift.
yeah,
Right? You don't want to be someone's saver, if that kind of makes sense. Like,
yeah,
oh, I just lost my job. You technically could if they just lost their job. It kind of depends. Like your sales skills will have to be a little bit higher. They might be in like more fear about their money situation.
mhm.
So it might be a little bit tougher to put. Not necessarily, but it can be if you're not great at it. You have to have a lot of empathy on that stage. Um, I don't know exactly how to describe it. It's like you want to take someone out of where they currently are towards wanting to do that, but hopefully they're already leaning towards like they're already learning coding, so they could eventually like quit their job or whatever. I don't know how to describe it, but hopefully you kind of get the feel and the gist. Um, but yeah, cool.
So when you say like with the someone on the phone, you're talking about you just don't want to be the same, like where this person like you're their only hope.
I would prefer someone who has a job that just wants to take a slightly higher job or maybe even like a lateral step into something they like. I don't necessarily want someone where it's like they're making $0 and they're just like, I want to get into coding.
Okay.
Okay, well, even unemployed for the last like 6 years. You want to do coding, so you don't have to go to college. I'd rather get someone who's like college educated. Maybe they've been in finance, and they're just burned out. Well, maybe they're like a teacher that's burned out. And it's like, oh, well, I'd rather do this because like coding is a new experience, an opportunity. They still have income coming in. They have like money.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Or they just want to like learn a skill.
Yeah, and how I can help them navigate while they're working. And you help them, hey, you can actually use the skill that you have and getting to the destination that you want.
Exactly. Exactly. Um, transferable skills. Now this kind of makes sense how you can make a million videos off of this stuff too.
Yes, yes, it's more structured, you know. Because it's like by myself, I'm gonna be like all over the place. Let me try this, let me try this, and everything. But I also like I keep forgetting the name of the site that the site that you gave me with the scraper.
Answer the public.
Answer the public, and then there's I'm gonna
Tube Buddy.
yeah, I keep thinking two buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to try that out though.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying you can't do it, but inside of your videos, you could ask them to give you video recommendations that are around these kind of topics, or you could sprinkle these topics in. It could start saying how to learn C++. While you're recording, it's like, yeah, the reason why you learn C++ is so that like you'll get this certification, which is good for getting jobs for like this.
Okay.
Right. And then if you know C++, when you're on the interview, people actually want to talk to you because of XYZ thing.
Yeah.
Right. So it's always, even though like the topics can start out one way, it always kind of relates back to what you're teaching. So what's the best online business to start online? So that gets a lot of different types of people. Okay, so there's this kind of business, this kind of business, this kind of business. This one sucks because this one sucks because this. This one sucks, but it's not as bad. Here are the reasons why.
Okay.
So now they're open to learning about like either coaching or accounting business.
Okay.
Right. But it started off maybe slightly different, or maybe like grab a bigger pool of people, which like the coding stuff probably will.
Yeah.
I just shifted that slightly.
No, but I see what you're saying, like, where it's like, how to learn, like you say, C++, well, why should I learn? Well, look, how you learn, because I know this is a hot language that a lot of job recruiters are looking for. And how you just gain more interest when you talk about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Right. It's like you give context, and remember, you're ultimately what you're trying to do is sell money at a discount,
Okay.
right? Because there's wealth health and relationships, right? You're technically in the wealth offer, but you're not necessarily starting like how to start a business. You're more how to get more money for the rest of your career.
Yeah.
It's actually a lot better than starting a business because you're gonna have a job unless it's like layoffs for like forever. So if someone paid you one time this $7,000, they're making $110,000 for the rest or more for the rest of their career.
Yeah. Basically.
And then like your barometer of success is like you're just trying to get them a job. Even if it's not the best job, it's if you get them a job, like what they can never give you a bad review. Like they could just say like, oh, I just didn't like that job. But I mean it's like that's not your fault. They're gonna blame somebody else. They're gonna blame the supervisor.
That's true.
Right. So now you have this like flywheel to where every time you get a job, they're gonna post a picture of them getting a job at their new spot. You can tell about how did you get the job? Tell you about this thing. Now you have a million ass testimonials.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That thing with Kunle where you got the new job, whatever, right? Anytime one of your friends just say, hey, how'd you get your job? They're like, yeah, I did a coding boot camp, I did this thing, I did this thing, I did this. Kunle did a lot of those coding boot camps, I think. I can't remember, but
I don't go to school for computer science.
but still, so I mean, so, but it doesn't have to necessarily be your testimonial. It's just anytime someone get a job and it's around you, it's like, yeah, and you're just proving like, hey, you can make a lot of money, and I know how to get connected with a lot of money. Even your personal story.
Yeah, my personal story is valid enough. Like I didn't.
But remember, it's not just about yours. That's one out of three.
Yeah.
Because then you have the thing where it's like, well, you could do it because you're you. I can't do it because I'm me. And you're better than I am. And they've been watching all your YouTube videos. So they kind of build you up in their head.
Yeah.
Well, dude, of course you can do it, man. You're a guru. Like, you make even your profiles named guru on YouTube.
I'm no tech guru, though. I'm not a tech guru.
I'm no tech guru. Oh, I didn't understand what you said. Okay, well, you have to explain that.
Yeah.
I didn't get that when I said
Yeah,
that.
no saying, but I'm not a tech guru.
Okay. Yeah, but even if you have like one subscriber, for some reason people just like build you up. And it's crazy. It's crazy. So that's why it's like your personal testimonial is good. Plus, if you can show like I don't know, like pay stubs, or if you can show like like you in the interview, or you at like your old job before you got this current job, like your first job, you can tell a story of like, yeah, this is my story. I learned computer science when I was 10 years old. Something happened, and this. And I got my first job, and I got other jobs, and this, right? Quickly
Say, I can tell a story, I can make it seem like, hey, I wasn't the smartest kid in high school.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a fabricated story. It's like just people want to know the journey that you went through because they're trying to follow along with you. Like you're almost like the leader.
Yeah.
You're building the church of the Mellow, essentially.
Okay, that's what they said.
Right.
That's brilliant.
So everyone has a backstory.
Yeah.
They have a failure part.
Yeah.
They have a redemption arc.
Yeah.
They have that other people ask them for support and like how to do it.
Yeah.
And now you're here.
Yeah.
They're just joining you on stage number 5, but they get to hear about this and in their mind they want to know. All right. Now you don't need testimonials in the beginning. But then as you get more and more testimonials, now you can have more testimonials, and they have the big 3, and you have no negative reviews online. So that way, if someone doesn't buy from you the first time, it doesn't matter because they can see all your coaching calls and there's an absence of negative reviews because you're keeping your promises to people by making weaker and weaker promises.
Yeah.
You make softer and softer promises that there's like absolutely no way you can't hit that promise.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Definitely.
So yeah.
So yeah. So then I gotta organize things. Let me see. Answer the public. I'm gonna log in, check that out. I just want to look at it. Like I like what we're doing. Like based on what we talked about. Yeah.
Let's see. What's your email address again?
UM
UL UM
ELO
ELO
and then a period
period
ONY
ONY
EJI
EJ
yeah
JI
AKA
AKA
at Gmail.
Gmail. Boom.
Yeah. So the it's ONY. I just want to make sure that's all.
ONN,
Yeah,
like no.
yeah.
Yep.
Perfect.
ONYEJIAK.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, man, it's just tricky to get the first client, but it's like once you get the first client, then it's good. I mean, like you could just do this in your spare time too. And plus, like too, like eventually, if you didn't want to take the sales calls, you just hire someone to do the sales calls and pay them 10%,
Okay.
whatever. And something from YouTube is certainly an easier call. Like I probably would not, if you were starting out, get a closer to like handle like Facebook or Instagram calls or even TikTok calls. There's a lot more of objection handling skill sets that's needed. But
Okay.
when you come from YouTube, they generally really want to work with you already. So I mean, you could even get to the point eventually to where you could just sell it based off a Google document. So, and like if they have any other follow-up questions, they can ask you. And then you only do a sales call to someone who's like interested in the program.
Okay.
Like you could have it on your form for them to call it. So you've read the entire Google document,
Mhm.
you understand this X amount of investment, correct?
Yeah.
Well, we collect X amount before and then X amount after you placed.
Yeah.
They sign off, yes.
So now my question to you was there besides the course, was there any other books that you read to help like when it comes to like doing this online coaching?
I'll give you a couple of books, but I mean, I spent like 150 grand on courses.
Okay.
So I had a lot of like video stuff that I left from.
Okay.
But yeah, like Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson.
Hold on 1 second. Expert.
Expert Secrets
Okay.
by Russell Brunson. That's a good one. Another one is called Infinite Income
Okay.
by Tanner Shidester. His strategy is very different though. His strategy is more active. It's more of like he does a lot more messaging in the DMs to get people to book calls and stuff.
Okay.
So but it does have a really good understanding of like of the overall coaching space
Okay.
in general. Those two are good. Another one, um, $1 million Leads by Alex Mosey. Yeah, this one teaches more like marketing. I would not get the $1 million offers.
Okay.
Don't. Yeah, starts 100 million.
What's his last name? Alex what?
Or Mosey.
Almost.
The reason why is 'cause it might be confusing based on kind of where you're at.
Okay.
It was more built for people who are like really good at marketing, but most people suck at building offers. So it just kind of talks about that.
Cool.
But I mean, we basically I would keep your offer as like simple as possible. For now, so you don't really need that. It's like more of the $1 million lead. It kind of talks about different ways to go and get clients and stuff. It talks about like 6 or 7 different ways to get clients. I mean, because you could even get clients for your thing by going to old college professors and seeing if they want to like send people to you, or even different like associations that they want to send people to you. So I mean, you could just get referrals like that, and then it's just like, well, they could have like all your college teachers could send them to your YouTube channel. But, yeah. You could even do guest speaking in some college classes and stuff. It just kind of depends. Um, yeah, so you have a lot of options and it's pretty safe too. It's just like we were talking about before, it's like the amount of energy it takes to get like, well, I guess you could reduce the amount of energy needed by just not having that many call slots. Like you can just have 3 or 4 call slots a week. As soon as those are full, it's like it's filled. Just be done. Yeah, to me, like if I just did 100K a month, sorry, not 100K a month, 100K per year off of YouTube, I mean, that would probably take me, I got 10 calls a month. Right, and then that is 2 clients. There, it's the onboarding calls. Yes, this would be 10 hours plus 3 hours plus 3 hours. So eight. Group calls. The group call doesn't matter how many clients I get because they're all over. Anyway, so that would be about 10 plus 3 plus we'll say plus YouTube content. What is that? Hour, 1.5 hours per week. What is that? What is that, 6 hours? 1.5, so that's 4, 6. Plus 3 plus 8 plus 10. That'd be 27 hours a month. Make 100K per, yeah, what is that? 27 times 12. 24 hours per, what is that divided by, what is that? 324 divided by 40. I'm trying to see like how many work weeks I actually work out of here. I only work 8 weeks out of the year. Oh, wow. So, that'd be cool. But you could technically get it to not take you that much time. Um, yeah, yeah, that could definitely be good. It's probably 2 to 3. But yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I think that's good for today. We already covered a lot of stuff. Don't want to overload you.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So everything good. So yeah, I'll be sending you the video and stuff.
Okay.
Have your email address, everything. Yeah. Let me get out of here though.
Okay.
Yeah, man. If you guys want help growing your coaching consulting business and maybe you've been trying stuff, but just not quite going the way that you want, or maybe you like purchased a course and like it just didn't go the way you want. If you want personalized help, just like we did with the Mela today, go ahead and click the link inside the description. Book a call with myself or a member of my team. See if we can help you inside of our program. Okay. We only accept between 5 to 7 people per month at this moment in time. So we want to make sure it's very intimate, close knit, and we can make sure we can get you the results you're looking for. If that's you, click the link. We'll see you on the other side, okay? Take it easy. Talk to you soon.